Uh, we're gonna make a vote of Dawn. Did a Dawn 15 yesterday. It's not that high, but I feel like it could give some insight to people. And this is the route that I did. First pull normal, second pull BL, then we go to this boat, then to this boat. Doesn't really matter, you can go whichever side you want. Probably line up CDs more. I do think this pull could be more valuable to CD, but doesn't really matter. Then we go for church pull in front of church. I don't see a reason to go for more mobs. Shadow Walkers is just making it rough for no reason, when you can just as well take them on the mini boss and it does nothing. And it means more funnel there. Then after that, we're going for Bloodlust pull, which is these two. Now, I have some theories that once most mobs are dead, once it's just the mini boss and the tactician left, you could pull these two in, and that would open up a lot of opportunities. So, nonetheless, we'll continue with this MDT. We'll continue with this MDT, and then I'll try to suggest some alternatives. Pull 9. This is, you don't have to go everything at once. The important thing is that you get all the tacticians in from the start. So basically you can pull G27 together with G30, and then the patrol is going to come later. Alternatively, you could start with these two packs, but it's pretty bad. You definitely want to have this pack into the start, because it's got so much more HP from double the tacticians. And then what you do is you prio either the commander or the manifested shadow, and you just chain it in whenever you have to. Then you go for last mini boss, which should be free with 2 shadow walkers. After this, we take back from house onto boss. What you want to watch out with here is the frontal from the tactician, because it's gonna do a frontal whilst you are charging to the boss ish, kind of like that. All right, let's go. Actually, I was gonna show you alternative routes. Fuck it, I'm not even gonna do that. We're gonna go through this pretty quickly. Shadow mages are doing 2 casts, 1 shadow bolt. They should be doing 2 casts, no? Or are they just spamming bolts? They're just spamming bolts. I'm retarded. I'm confused with the... No, they're not. Sorry, let me see. Why am I being stupid here? They're doing an auto cast. It's not a cast on the debuffs. They're applying cursors to people. It's just not a cast time on it. Stygia and Seed, the ritualist is doing random AoE. No, not random AoE damage, random party damage. Then he also does a beam, I think, a Suki Tormenting Ray, which is also a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage. It's generally a prio mob. Curse Blades is doing whatever, just tank damage. Stacks up, I think, with successful auto attacks. Commander does a Tainted Slash, which is a bleed, and he also does Abyssal Howl, which gives a shield to all friendlies. I cannot recall if it actually does damage to people as well. No, just gives a shield to all friendlies. This is one reason why I would like to focus that, but for safety, you could probably focus the Ritualist if you feel tanky and fine as a tank. And this is generally the Bloodlust pull. And we fly over. Watch out to not kick your Prot Warrior tanks Reflect. They are something. Not giga massive, but it brings value. It does bring a value. So what I would recommend is that you as a tank solo kick this boss, and all the DPS are kicking the mage. Go off to the next boat. Here I would focus the commander, because they should let reflects through from the mage. And then you even it up a bit later on.
will surprise you to learn that I am not popular.
Nothing too special. The web mages is doing a cocoon on people, which actually hurts generally, and then they're doing tank costs. This boss is doing shadow bolts. What I would recommend is for no one to kick it apart from the pro warrior tank. Okay, and then you reflect the first cast and you kick the second one. Okay. Then he's doing obsidian beam. This used to be a massive tank buster. Now it's still a tank buster kind of, but it also does a lot of damage to the group. And burning shadows, I think, is the yeah. So that applies a dispellable debuff on someone. Once dispelled, it's applying a massive absorb to them as well. Then we have collapsing night, which is putting these two purple puddles on two people. It's gonna prefer the furthest away two people, or generally ranged people. Don't have it like now, it's just gonna be a bit messy. 50%, there's intermission. So if you're inside that ball, you're gonna die. Fly out of it. And bam bam. Bam bam boozle back in. So you're gonna see there's a point here where the boss goes a bit retarded regarding movement. Bambadoozle. And that is now, I think. Yeah. So putting a beam inside that puddle, which is really, really bad. But we will manage. It's just annoying. Reflecting still and kicking. It's questionable if it's just worth to kick in stuff, but at the same time, we would not have faced it without that reflect. We might not have faced it. So here I'm pulling front pack into backpack. There's a negative part about this, and that is the visuals is kind of buggy here. I'm gonna see what I mean right about now. You can see I cannot see half of these, which is so fucking dumb, by the way, but happens. Okay, so I kind of want to pull it back up, but it is annoying to, you know, move custom mobs versus non-custom mobs. I would also recommend to always play one and the same manifested shadow into the other one. And I just, at least they fixed these shadow walkers, so I just heroic throw them both. Actually, gotta kick the minimob and keep on reflecting these shadow walkers. It does a decent amount of damage, and it also means that you are not getting reduced healing stacks. What you can do as well is you can probably do a full stormbolt of, as long as it hits all three, into a reflect into a shockwave, or other way around, shockwave into reflect into stormbolts, and that way probably drop your stacks. Mini boss is doing Abyssal Blast on one target, which is a heavy ticking dot. You can AMS this. You used to be able to lose it, not sure if you can anymore. And he does a tank buster, but the tank buster doesn't actually fucking hurt at all. I don't know why I'm not in battle stance, but it's fine. So now we're going for lust pull. I think optionally the other pull could be lust, but I also think it's nice to get rid of this. It is a pretty disgusting pull. I generally start by mass silencing the first cast to get things stacked, because it really messes a tank to go in to one of the sides here, and you want to watch out for the patrol, by the way, that's pathing between the, around the fountain. And it's so fucking stupid that this can go in tank still, or not still, but now. So the idea would be to optionally kill the dark casters here, and that way you could bring all this funnel from the house. There's like 3 shadow walkers on the balcony, and then there's downstairs there's 2 shadow walkers plus 1 curse blade. This one does an orb instead. Once this explodes, the damage it deals is proc cheat death, and I help, which is absolutely fucking retarded. But we'll be fine. So now you can see I'm just taking 3 tacticians and 1 darkcaster, and we're focusing the manifested shadow, giving us some time to get the patrol in. The reason why I'm not getting the patrol is mostly because it's not here yet. It would be so far to fetch that and have the darkcaster run behind me and not make sure that anyone is kicking it, etc. And now we'll just focus the commander, and the pull should be more or less dead. Obviously, it would be a lot faster with everything in from the start. I don't know how long it goes now, like, okay, 140, 150. Yeah, that's not worth it. You want to play it all in one go if you want to play it, more or less. It's fine to split it up. Well, I'm reviewing a board right now, and you can check my YouTube from what I've done, the routes we've done in hierarchies. These shadow walkers feel a bit free as well. Like, just make sure that you keep on reflecting whenever you feel it's somewhat needed, as well as shockwave, stuns, etc. I don't really want to use my shield walls, and I want to get my cheat death up for the boss because I'm taking shit on the boss. This guy is doing the dot as well as this mini boss. Sorry, is doing the dot as well as a pulsing AOE, which hurts quite a bit. Tacticians also should have an enrage effect, and I'm gonna repair whilst just so I don't have a shield breaking, and I'm just tagging them once, charging in, bam, poke procced, which is fine. Just gotta watch out for that. I'm surprised that that guy lived. Also, don't know if he actually just, I don't know how he's living that, whatever. To me, it's a great funnel, especially with a Havoc, for example. Even if you do get funnel from the boss, but fuck. Let me link it. This boss is doing a tank buster, which is terrifying slam. I think it's half physical, half magic-ish, around that at least. A dark orb, which is the same as the mini bosses. So basically, he's got all the mini bosses together. Okay. And that's about it. He also spawns ads, though. You know, just try to make sure cast doesn't go through, and don't spawn them too far away from the boss. They spawn based on players. As you can see, we've got all the percent we need. We just need to kill the last mini boss. I would need 2 pulls apart from mini boss pulls. So to me, it feels pretty great. Apart from that, one of the pulls went a bit long, so need a good patrol timing, kind of. Are you playing Colossus or are you playing Mountain Theme Mellow? Same. Okay. Would recommend using Avatar early then, and you can more or less spam with Thunderclap. Alright, we're going mini boss, which does a lot of magic damage because his attacks of inflicting magic damage, so can help putting spell reflect up from the start. Like now, I took 1 hit, then spell reflect, then we're shouting, going battle stance, like, I don't know. I'm a special kind of guy. Tormenting Eruption, which is don't stack with these. It hurts a lot, especially if you have more people in one. Spawns ads. Watch out which ads it is. Monk is being a Chad and running out to kick. It's really not a big deal though. Not a very big deal. Just nice. Hope you find it helpful, man. Into the last boss, which is doing a frontal with expel webs. This is also targeted, not targeted. It's you can bait it by players. Doing a wave on people, you can AMS this and then you don't get stunned. And you can also Death's Advance. Because if you don't get stunned, you're gonna get dragged with the wave, right? So then you can Death's Advance to stand still instead. Alright. He's also spawning bombs and doing an erosive spray, which is massive AoE. Nothing to really worry about as a tank though. Pretty easy. And then there's an intermission. You have to put 6 bombs in, and then it goes boom boom by. What you can do in between here is you can go down to webs and stack, like, let's say rage, etc. I'm just being too lazy right now. That I'm losing everything. You can also, if you don't do that, you can also spam Thunderclap here. Since you're in combat, you will not lose your rage. So you can gain some rage whilst just sitting here. And I think my damage is absolutely fucking disgusting. Look at that. 0.3 million in this fight with a fucking intermission. What the fuck. And in this phase, you gotta get him down to 60%. Yeah, Forset does do a lot of more damage. Or with Forset as Mountain Thane. Sucks to play Mountain Thane without Forset.
It will surprise you to learn that I am not popular.
Oof, get it. ASAP. However, that was Dawnbreaker 15. Please let me know what you think. If you think the route is retarded, if you think I'm retarded, or whatever else. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and thanks for hanging out. Not time just yet. We'll finish it. Bam. It's the same thing here. Just gotta move away with the webs that you get. And then with the rolling acid, you remove those webs to make more room with it. Thanks for watching. Ciao, ciao.